Lloyd Young Consulting stickers, t-shirts and mugs are available by clicking the link to the Google form in the video description below. Good evening. Today is the 15th of June and it's about 1 year and 11 months since we bought our 2019 SsangYong Tivoli 1.6 Ultimate manual. We've covered around 19,000 miles since then, and so I thought it was time to do a bit of an ownership update. The last one we did was actually in the middle of winter and it was very rainy. It's a sort of balmy summer evening, so it's a bit of a contrast from last time. There's also some things that have happened since then. One to do with the bodywork. The problems we had with the bodywork have actually now been fixed. We had a sort of scrape, tried a tiny one about here. That's been done. Had another one here, which was kindly done by someone in the car park in Sussex at a hotel in the spring. That's done. And there was a dent just in the sort of front part of this rear passenger door here. That's also been done. So we've had this car, it's under 2 years now, and they're pretty rare. I have driven several Tivolis. I've actually had quite a long relationship with these cars. The first time I considered getting one was about 5 years ago, but again when we were looking 2 years ago, we were looking at these, and this one came up. It had done about 6,000 miles. It was a deal demonstrator from Platinum SsangYong in Frome, where we actually later filmed the same year we got this car, a couple of the other cars they had there as well. So they were very good to us, and this car is still within its 7-year warranty or 150,000 miles. And it's only covered about 25,000 miles now, so we're going to be fine for some time to come. Ultimate spec has actually a different rear bumper treatment from a lot of the other pre-facelift Tivolis. The car was facelifted in the spring of 2020. This is September 2019, so it's one of the later pre-facelift ones. The Ultimate had a different rear and front bumper, and we also have the handbrake on the other side for some bizarre reason, along with all sorts of other kit like all-round parking sensor, reversing camera, lane keeping assist. We'll have a look a bit more about those in a little while. The boot. It's not the biggest boot really. You can get the XLV version of the pre-facelift Tivoli as well. That has a 750 litre boot. This one is about 400 litres. Capacities do vary. Should sort of tidy it up a bit in here, shouldn't I, really? But this is a way that you have cars that you use all the time. And just let that drop in there. There we go, doesn't matter. You actually do get a spare wheel standard, although this floor's not the heftiest thing. We've actually had to repair that because one thing if you get one of these cars, do not slam this seat back when this load blind is in place too hard, because you will end up breaking one of those ends and having to glue it, which was a pain. And these little load covers, they don't come as standard in all the trims, and the bottom trim, the SE does not get this. They're like £120, so don't do that. You can put this in a different position. You can see just there's another hole for the load blind to go, and the seat does recline a little bit further back, but I've always had it in the full position and it's perfectly comfortable. There was also a little thoughtful touch in here, the 12-volt socket, and there's these sort of bungee cords for holding. I found it's very useful for a cider bottle, and I think you can take these out, but I've never actually done that. I've just left that in there. There are bigger boots out there in this class. MG ZS, for example, is 448 litres. Because we've got the Ultimate, which was the top of the range, the pre-facelift in 2018 and 19. Before that the ELX was, and then they moved it down for 2018. We've got these very natty 18-inch alloy wheels, which look very nice, but unfortunately I think my lady wife just curbed one of them, so yeah, not the best. Just move this stuff out of the way and just show how much space there is in the back. I love the spaciousness of this car. It's so easy to get in and out of, unless you're my mother who's got curvature of a spine and she's about 5'2". She doesn't like getting in and out of this, but everyone else seems to, and that's really easy. Plenty of space. That's my driving position. I'm about 5'11", and it's absolutely fine. That's just to be slouched. If I sit up a lot, we've got loads of space to put your feet under there. And the weird bungee cord. For some reason, one of those started missing. I can't remember what happened to them. Also got in here, it's quite heavily tinted, the rear, so it's probably not the best lighting in here. You've got a centre armrest. Again, it's like MGZS, you don't get that, nor do you get a rear courtesy light in one of those. You do in a Tivoli, and both have a 7-year warranty. This one's also got rear leather, as you can hear with creaking, and they're very comfortable seats. You can see that I've got a litre bottle in the door bin there, which is just extraordinary. And in all this side too, if I open this, make sure there's nobody coming, you can just see a little bit better because there's a bit more light. So very comfortable, lots of space, lots of places to store things. And yeah, the back is one of the main selling points of this car, really. We do try to keep it in nice condition if we can, although my lady wife takes this to work all the time, and we might possibly change that, so we might actually get another car just for her to run to work in, because you don't need something quite as nice as this to go to work. It's about 4 miles either way. Might get something else to take the miles off this, to be honest, at some point. Keyless entry. Make sure you change the batteries quite regularly though, because they do go flat quite quickly in these. Not all models had it, just Ultimate, of course, you get everything. And then you get all this stuff like hill descent control and all around parking sensors and heated seats and all that sort of stuff. We'll go over some more equipment in a moment. I'll just close the door just in case somebody wants to get past. And it is a real leather interior. It's not fake leather, it's real leather in here. Put the keys just down there. Also got this big storage box in there. You can actually hold, apparently, a first generation iPad. There's a little slot that you can put it out of. 2 cup holders here. Handbrakes on this side. It's a normal handbrake in this car, which is wonderful. The post face of Tivoli, some of them have electronic handbrakes. 6-speed manual in this car. We'll get to something more specific about that in a little while. One thing that we've always wondered about a pre-facelift Tivoli is this little shelf at the top of here. We've got my Bible in there that just fits nicely, rather than what I initially thought it was for, which was for a type of Mauser gun used in a 1965 spoof James Bond film, License to Kill, also known as the second best secret agent in the whole wide world. Yes. The glove box is actually huge in this car as well. You can see, oh, I've got an alpaca in there. Hello, Roger. Roger's very comfortable in there, along with the manual and all kinds of other stuff. So it's a very, very big glove box in this car. The facelift ones, actually, the glove box isn't nearly as big. But, you know, we'll open this door as well. Loads and loads and loads of space for all kinds of random things. These switches don't feel very nice, I must admit. These do kind of give the price of the car away a little bit. And also the really weirdly inconsistent materials, like this is hard, that's soft, that is hard. Just sort of let the side down a little bit, and also the hard door tops. But again, there's a lot of cars in this class that have hard door tops and hard dash plastics. It's not unusual in that way. Ultimate also gets all these things on the steering wheel, volume controls, phone controls. That's for changing the mode in the stereo and for seeking the tracks and whatever you want to do. Cruise control is on here. It is not adapted in this car. I think maybe the post-facelift cars you can get adaptive cruise control. And we'll just start her up. I'll just put my foot on the brake and the clutch to start it. And there we go. Just start her up. There we are. Dual zone climate control, which I don't quite need the air conditioning component of it yet. Tyre pressure monitoring as well. You go down through the menus by using this trip button. It's really strange. There's average fuel economy when I filled up this afternoon. Clock settings, turn that off because we don't want any copyright infringement. And we just go through sort of there. You can actually change the cluster settings in here if I click set. It's a bit confusing, this. One thing I really don't like about the car, you've got to hold that down to change it. You can change the dashboard lighting and, you know, driving assist and all kinds of things. If we go down, you can see all the sort of things you can do. I think we select with this button here. There you go, speed warning, emergency braking, full collision warning, lane keeping assist, all sorts of stuff. It's just amazing how much equipment is in this car. It's just so crazy. Yeah, I have to remember what back is now. Just hold on a second, viewers. You can actually turn off the welcome sound in this car if you want to, but I quite like it because I'm strange, so I will leave it, and we can exit by going there. So that's the little centre cluster. One really annoying thing, if I just come out of here, there we go. The time on here and time on here are different because you have to set both the clocks separately. It's very, very, very annoying. So here we are. We're just near Winchester at the moment, and this is the built-in TomTom sat nav. You can make it bigger by just clicking that. There we go. I'm not going to go and search in history because I don't really need you just to show you where I've been going. Mode is on here, things like Bluetooth. The navigation modes are on here. The setup, and you can put the SD card in here for TomTom sat nav there, or you can just use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, which is what we normally do actually if you want to use it. The other luxury things in here, things like the heated steering wheel. We've got different steering modes, which I'll just, if I click that button now, it'll show you. Sports is the one I normally use. Comfort is too light. Normal is normal, but Sport is the one I generally need. One of the things you can do in this car is also turn off the lane keeping assist by using this button here. So you can see it's greyed out on the dash there, and I can just get rid of it like that if I want to. The Jaws climate control looks very intimidating, but it's actually really simple to use once you understand it. And compared with like one of the sisters, which has a touch screen to operate the heating ventilation controls, it's actually fine. Being a 2019 car, it doesn't have stop start. It doesn't have ventilated seats. I think both of those were actually standard on the 2018 Ultimates. If you have stop start though, we'll just turn that off. You don't want to waste incredibly valuable fuel. There is only one USB port in here, but we've also accentuated that by putting this here. You can also put it in the 12-volt socket. This car's actually got 3 12-volt sockets for some bizarre reason. Right, let's take a look at the engine, also talk about the major issue we've had with this car. So I'm having this serviced quite soon by the uncle of one of my friends who runs a garage in Nuneaton called Rapid MOT Centre. Now, you are able to have your car serviced and keep the warranty if you have it done within the manufacturer's requirements using all genuine parts, which is what we'll be doing. It just saves quite a lot of money if you don't have to do it at a SsangYong dealership. And there are more and more SsangYong dealerships actually now than there were when we got this car. There's actually one was open relatively close to where we are. But the main thing we've had wrong with this car is the clutch slave cylinder, which is just sort of down there at the top of the gearbox. For a modern car, it's actually quite easy to work on this. You can see the oil filter right there. It's an inverted oil filter. So when you start the car from cold, it actually does make a little bit of a more noise than you expect. But compared with a lot of other modern ones, we haven't really got even like a major plastic cover on here. The oil filler cap's just here. Coolant uses a sort of unusual kind of blue sort of Dextron type. But yeah, you know, reasonably easy to work on for home mechanical, though you shouldn't need to do that too much. But the clutch slave cylinder stranding me on a roundabout in Liverpool in April 2021, I did not enjoy that at all. That was very bad. It was done under warranty, but that's not really the point, is it? It sort of makes me hesitant to recommend manual Tivolis to people, whether they've got this 1.6 normally aspirated petrol or the facelifted with 1.2 turbo, 1.5 turbo. The automatic doesn't have that problem, of course. We will do a separate video where we go over all the problems that SsangYong Tivoli owners have reported in the ownership Facebook group that I'm a member of on Facebook. We will go through a lot of the problems people have reported with these cars. To be honest, they're not bad cars. It's just, you know, if you want to buy one of these cars, you need to know as much information as you do. And because of my job, I try to give sensible advice to people, and that's what we're doing. I like these sort of front end signature lamps, you know, they're little LEDs here. There are projector lamps, they're not LED full ones like on some cars are. I don't think even the facelift ones are actually full LEDs, but it still looks very smart. And the front bumper and the Ultimates, the pre-facelift ones like this, it does look very nice. It's one of the main things that attracted us to the car, was actually the way that it looked. Yeah, apart from that, it's just the car just had routine servicing. There's nothing else to really to say particularly, apart from the batteries and the key fobs sometimes go flat, but that's just a question of keeping on top of changing them. So that's the 2-year ownership report on our 2019 SsangYong Tivoli 1.6 Ultimate Manual. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below. We're not going to be talking about the ownership of SsangYong at the moment. That's a separate issue for another time. So, you know, we're not going to be discussing that at the moment. Yes, the owners sort of reported faults on this car from the Facebook group will be coming later as well. But yes, thank you for everything you've been asking. You wanted to re-ask me the other day about how the car was going on, and hopefully after watching this video you now know. Thank you.